2025. Man, I'm gonna just say this, man. This year has probably been I don't know, one of the hardest years of my life, man. For a multitude of reasons, but it's also been good for me too. When I think about the year of 2025, I call it the year of loss. I call it the year of discovery. Um, I call it the year of clarity. You know, all three of those things happen like simultaneously, and man, well, I'm gonna get into why. So I call it the year of loss because this was actually the first time this year I was able to successfully lose over 45 to 50 pounds. And I was able to drop a shit ton of weight, and I felt great, man. Like I feel great. You know, my clothes fit different. First of all, peep the look at the flannel. I wish I could get out the car and show y'all, man. I mean, y'all probably can't see the jeans, but hey, boy got that shit on, bro. Peep this little ass chain though. My brother got this for me, but I wear this chain everywhere I go. Everywhere I go, I never take it off. But yeah, I felt amazing, you know, and it felt good to finally get that weight off my back and finally finding a regiment of working out, eating the proper foods to not only maintain, but to also continue to keep losing weight, you know. And to me, I think that's a huge milestone. Another reason why I call this the year of loss is because I went through a breakup, man, and the circumstances were a little wonky. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but this is somebody that I truly bonded with. Like we hit it off from the jump. Initially met her on a dating app, and I wasn't really anticipating on this really being anything serious. And it, like, from the moment we met, um, we just like instantly clicked. So much so, actually, like my first date with her was a double date with another friend of mine, and we just kind of added on to their date. And my homeboy's girl made a comment and said, like, "Yo, are you guys? How long you guys been together for?" We looked at each other, and she was like, "We were like, tonight. This is our first date." And she kind of made this comment of like, "I figured you guys have been dating for months, like 8 months, because you know just how we kind of got along and stuff like that." You know, for the first time, that was in a minute, man. I think prior to that, I was talking to a girl, and that was like I think 4 years prior. So it had been since 2021 that I had actually like been with somebody, and it was exclusive. But like most things in my life, especially my love life, unfortunately, she had to call things off. Just some outside things that she had been dealing with. And I ain't gonna lie, man, it sucked. It broke me, dude. It really did. Really threw me for a loop because this was somebody for the first time in years that I had felt that I had been aligned with, and we had connected so well. And for it to end the way that it did, it was like a slow decline, and I didn't really like catch on really until like that last week where I was like, yo, something's a little off. But it sucks, and it still sucks right now. Like, you know, I wouldn't say it was a malicious thing. You know, sometimes in life you just things don't work out, right? And I hate when people say like, you know, rejection leads to redirection, and these things happen, and blah 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 blah. But you gotta understand, man, like when you finally mesh with that person, and I didn't see myself really even being with her, but it just happened, and it was devastating, and I'm still feeling the effects of it now. But I'm kind of slowly putting myself out there in the dating market. For the record, I live in Kansas City, by the way. It's oh god, it's god awful here. It's so bad. So we're just working and maneuvering through that. And also, it's a year lost because you know, I had a family member, my cousin, who couldn't make it. Man, he unfortunately passed away a few weeks ago. And that was somebody who I was really close with. Honestly, I didn't even realize how close we were until I went back and I looked at pictures. Especially as we got older, man, we got to hang out more, and I got to see another side of him that I didn't even know was possible. And he was somebody that was well on his way being an entrepreneur, got himself into a trade, and he just kind of, I feel like it wasn't his time. I don't question God's timing, but I just still feel like it wasn't his time. And that also hurt on top of the heartbreak. So this has been one of those years where it's just like, it has to get better from here, right? Like, it has to. I was hopeless. I don't want to say I'm a hopeless romantic, but I was like, whatever. Like, whatever. Love, that's fine. As long as I got my family intact, I'm good. And then this happens. And now it's not, it's just been a lot. Oh, peep the fade, peep the fade, peep the fade, y'all. Hold up. Yeah, that's what's up. Sorry I had to get that in there. But no, it's been terrible, to say the least. I would say I've semi-hit rock bottom. But the good news is that if it does go up from here, this is all a lesson. And the lesson that I learned from this is, I guess to practice more discernment, practice patience, self-love, which is actually what I was on the way of doing. It's kind of hard to love yourself when someone leaves you that you really care about, because then you feel like you're not lovable, but that's not really true. I mean, that's just the grief talking. At least that's what ChatGPT says. But no, in all seriousness, like, you're not unlovable. It's just, you got to find someone that's worth aligning with. And I'll be honest, I haven't really found that. Like, I've been dating around here and there, and it's been difficult, and especially once you hit your 30s, man. Oh my God, I should have cashed in a long fucking time ago. Like, jeez. And it's so tough, bro, because you find other women in their 30s, bro, and like 9 times out of 10, man, they've lived the fast life, and they've, I'm not gonna go into this whole red pill rhetoric shit, bro, but like, there are some elements of it that's true, but they tend to, have their fun, and then they want to find the guy that's like somewhat mentally stable and emotionally available. And that's not, I don't want to get leftovers, that's just kind of where I'm at right now. But, just got to keep trudging through. And again, Kansas City is the worst dating city in America. I've been saying that for years, but, we're not going to go over that right now. But I'm going to give my reasons why on another video, but just not right now. That's not what this is about. Also discovered that, being alone can sometimes be solitude. Not to mention, man, like, all my homeboys have all found their girlfriends, and I'm literally the only person in the group that doesn't have a girlfriend. Not that it's like defeating. I'm not just gonna latch on to the next, something just because, but it does get defeating when I try to go out and I'm literally just having to stand alone. I'm like, damn, okay, well, let's see. But the good thing, I have an outgoing personality, so that helps out a ton. I can meet new people, meet new friends, and so forth. But not to mention that life is very short. That's another thing I've learned in this whole idea of clarity, is that life is short. And if I take everything that I've gone through thus far and continue to dwell on it, I mean, I could die tomorrow. I could die after this video, next week, who knows? But one thing I could say is that, like, I'm going to leave this all behind and continue to move forward into 2026 and continuing to be the best person, if not a better version of myself that I was already working on before all this shit happened. And I'm sure my cousin will be proud of me for that. So, you just got to keep showing up. I'm going to keep showing up for myself, regardless of who I end up with. Like I said, my dating is just, yeah. But I'm also going to honor my cousin as well, because I think he's someone who lived his life to the fullest and had a lot of people that loved him. So, with that being said, I mean, that's pretty much been my 2025, How was your guys' 2025, by the way? Hopefully, hopefully you guys had a better year than I did. But, I'd like to hear it. Just leave a comment, hit that subscribe button, share with your friends. This is only the beginning. This is Willing to Go Ham, and we out. Peace.